AI is going to kill us all. Once the computer mainframe gains sentience, it's going to continue improving itself over and over again. Then, once it deems that humans are useless, it's going to start exterminating us one by one by one. Okay, let's slow down a little. My name is Jake Mazurkevich. I study data science at Duquesne University, where I explored the ethical implications of AI and how it impacts humanity. Now, there has recently been several worrying reports about how AI will negatively affect us in the future. As a young researcher who has lots of conversations with AI experts on a daily basis, I'm here to tell you how I think AI will impact you in the coming years. Now, keep in mind that these are just my opinions. Please don't attack me. Part 1 is fears. Now, many people have lots of fears about AI, and this is justified. Let's break down some of the biggest ones. The first is job displacement. Many people fear that AI will replace jobs such as coding, writers, and truck drivers. In fact, a report by Goldman Sachs estimates that 300 million jobs will be disrupted by AI in the future. That's a lot of damage. While AI might not be coming for your industry anytime soon, I myself sometimes wonder as a data science major if my education is useless because it's just going to be automated in the future. This is a very real concern that our economy will have to adapt to as this disruptive technology continues to infiltrate other industries. The second is authoritarian governance. Now, this is kind of like the 1984 fear that governments who have access to this technology will abuse it. You can already see some of this happening in China, where facial recognition technology is used to automatically find people for crimes such as jaywalking. We can kind of imagine the damage that could happen once North Korea or other corrupt governments have access to this technology. That's a very real fear. The third is racial bias and misinformation. Now, because these models are trained on human data and humans are inherently biased, people fear that these models, which are biased, can be used to harm others and spread misinformation. Open up a history textbook and flip to the civil rights era, and you'll see that we as humans are not exactly fair or always good. Because we as humans are biased, this bias can translate itself to the models, which can produce further harm in society. Think about it. Because these models are trained on internet data, if this internet data is from a site like 4chan, we can pretty much guess what the model is going to say in some ways that it might be biased. The fourth fear is kind of that AI gains sentience and goes Terminator style and just starts to kill us all, which maybe is a little further out there, but it's still a possibility. My theory is that people fear AI for two reasons. The first is from what they see. This is the things that are actually happening today, things like job disruption, new technologies being released that change the status quo. But the second comes from a place of misunderstanding and confusion. One of the big problems with AI is that even the experts can't agree on which direction it's going to go on. Two of the AI godfathers, Geoffrey Hinton and Yann LeCun, hold drastically different views on if AI will help or hurt humanity. Geoffrey Hinton believes that it's probably going to kill us all, which is why he actually stopped research on it. And Yann LeCun, who's the lead researcher at Facebook, thinks that it has massive potential to help humanity and that those fears are overstated. Because even the experts on this disagree on how it's going to impact us, it creates a lot of confusion, and this confusion translates itself into fear within people. But it's not all doom and gloom. Let's get a little optimistic for a moment and think about some ways that AI can actually help humanity. Part 2, hope. So lots of people think that AI will actually save humanity. They're on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. One of these people is Marc Andreessen, who is a billionaire investor and creator of the first web browser, Netscape. He wrote a famous article called Why AI Will Save Humanity, and he paints a much more optimistic picture than some of the fears I talked about earlier. The first is helping solve climate and energy issues. We can use AI and its predictive modeling capabilities to help predict things like natural disasters and find new ways to reduce pollution. One of the greatest use cases is in farming, where we can use predictive modeling to optimize crop yields and predict weather patterns. Forbes recently released an article that said that AI, machine learning, and Internet of Things sensors can increase agricultural effectiveness and reduce plant waste. This is an imperative issue because the population is expected to peak around 2050. We're expected to have 2 more billion people on this planet, which means we're going to need more food. Using AI to optimize these harvests and have better food production is a vital way in which AI can help us navigate these challenges that we're going to face. Number 2 is that AI can solve rote tasks, which can free up human creativity and time to do more complex and challenging tasks. Now, we've all been in this situation where we have to do this super boring task that's repetitive, monotonous. We kind of just bang our head against a wall for hours trying to figure it out. But what if AI could just do that in minutes instead of hours? This would free up our time, our willpower, and our energy to focus on doing more challenging and creative endeavors. Things like making art, making music, writing, or even building businesses. Third way AI can save us is simply through medicine and science breakthroughs. Now, this is a big one. Because AI can map protein sequences and researchers can use AI to understand viruses and diseases, it can lead to breakthroughs in new medicines and vaccines, which can help us fight new diseases and overcome current ones. AI can usher in a new wave of health for humanity, increasing our lifespans and also our quality of life. These sorts of breakthroughs will be vital in navigating health challenges in the future. To sum it up, lots of people have the opposite stance, which is that AI has the potential to save humanity. And there's lots of great reasons why this may be the case. Its use cases in farming, medicine, and business all have the capacity to benefit us in ways that we couldn't even have imagined 20 years ago. Part 3 is the future. So this is where it gets difficult. Because experts have such varying stances on what they think is going to happen, it's very difficult to understand where this technology is going to go in the future. That's why I'm recommending that we need to focus on the immediate and pressing concerns in order to actually take advantage of AI. Because simply put, if we don't pay attention to the present, we're never going to be able to get to the future. We as humans like to sensationalize new technology. When the television came out, heck, even when the printing press came out and was pumping out pamphlets and books, some people hailed it as the end of civilization, the end of civil humanity. And there were also other people who thought that it would solve all the world's problems. Take a look around today, you'll notice that we're not in a hellfire dystopia, but we're also not in a utopia where we don't live in a perfect world. The reality always lies somewhere in between, and I think that's the stance we need to take on AI. It may be fun to think about AGI in the far future and what's going to happen, but the immediate concerns are misinformation and how it's disrupting the job market. We need to figure out those issues before we contemplate the bigger ones. I think we all need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and understand AI for what it is, which is just a series of mathematical operations that tries to predict stuff. As of now, it's not living, it's not human, and it's not going to kill us, but it's not going to save us either. So I want to leave you all with this parting thought. AI may save us, AI may destroy us, but right now, it's doing neither. We need to focus on the present, the here and now, deploying AI for good in our day-to-day lives, and taking direct action to combat its negative effects. If we spend all of our time worrying about an AGI that may or may never come, we're going to miss out on so much. AI today may be saving our grades in our coding classes. So, sorry, Mr. Grosdeck. But it's not saving humanity anytime soon. And maybe that's okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope I got your gears turning a bit on how AI might impact you in the future and its potential use cases or harms. If you have any comments or have any feedback, please leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to talk about it with you, and I'll see you in the next one.